My doctor, he was like, did you feel like your leg went a different direction? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, it might be ACL. And I was like,
you wanna know just where I'm...
that lighting though, come catch it. Today I'm going to do the story time on how I got injured, how my knee got this bad. People keep asking, dang, all of that happened in one game? No, it happened over the years. The first one was the patella shifts, and so that happened when I was younger. Like first time was probably like, I would say 2012. I was wrestling with my cousin and I picked him up, and when I picked him up, the weight was too much for me, skinny old me. I was so little, y'all. I don't know why I thought picking him up would be smart. So yeah, I picked him up and then I fell because my knee gave out. It like twisted inward, kind of the same motion as the basketball game. So that happened and I sat there crying. He thought he beat me. And so that was the first instance of my patella shift. Alright, so the second one was when I was in 8th grade and my friend...
Ooh, that butterfly.
Okay, I hate bugs. But anyway, so my friend, we were in middle school, we're just gonna call her X. So she said, we was up at this assembly, right? And X had decided to sit on my lap because there were no more seats. And mind you, little old skinny Janniya, she was bigger than me.
Yes.
She sat on me and I pushed her off me. I'm like, girl, get off me. And then when I pushed her off me, my kneecap went where I didn't cry because, you know, I was in the auditorium with all my classmates. I didn't want to cry. So I pushed her off me and then I tried to play it cool, let it slide back. It slid back, so it hurt. Like, it hurt so bad. So that was two. So my arms kind of hurt. So I have Jass recording. And thirdly, the last but not least, patella shift. So this is only the one injury. Well, actually two injuries. Bone bruises and MPFL tear. So my last, most recent patella shift was sophomore year in a volleyball game. We were at Whitney Young, and I think it was playoffs. So we're warming up, you know, peppering. That's when you pass, you spike. I mean, you set, you spike, you know, with a partner. And then so I went to dig, and as I dug the ball up, stay right there. I went down. Stay right there now, girl. They can see you. They can't see you. I'm trying to get my full body. You can't tell me. I'm like this, right? And I dive, and then when I hit the floor, my knee shifted over. And then so I laid on the floor, and first my partner noticed it. She was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I was like, "No." They was all like worried and stuff, and then I was like, "Don't tell. This happened to me before. Blah blah. I'm gonna be okay." Thinking it was okay. It wasn't okay apparently, and it rolled back into place when I got like I couldn't get up because it was out of place and my knee wasn't gonna go back straight unless it was in the correct place. But it kind of rolled back, and then I was able to get up and walk on it. But yeah, I had a good game that day also, and I got some highlights from that game. But yeah, that was the third patella shift. Okay, so those three instances led up to my MPFL tear and my bone bruising. Okay, so he told me, oh yeah, he was like, yeah, he pretty much guessed everything correct.
Everything.
He checked my knees, both my knees. He said my right knee was way too flexible, and then he was like, it's probably something wrong with my ACL. When I heard that, I cried because I was just thinking like, dang, my ACL, wow, that's like the worst thing, as you all may or may not know, I don't know. But yeah. He guessed my MPFL, he guessed my ACL, he guessed everything correctly, but I didn't want that to be the reality. But okay, last but not least, my ACL and my meniscus tear. The grand finale of my injuries. The injury that made me actually finally go to the hospital and figure out what was wrong with me. So, we had a basketball game in June. Yes, in June. It was a tournament that we always have at Brooks. It was a tournament for the referees. It was a referee camp for them to get ready and, you know, practice actually reffing. And basically what I'm getting to is this game was not really important, was not worth it. I honestly regret playing this game, especially because it wasn't even conference. But anyways, it was gonna happen regardless, so I was just grateful that I was able to, you know, place down state with track. And all my other accomplishments sports-wise throughout the year that I was able to get done throughout my junior year, even though I won't be able to do a senior year, I was grateful that I was able to do a junior year. So back to the story, because I digress a lot. The basketball game. We're getting ready to play the first game. We're warming up, and then, you know, I'm leading the stretches. I always stress stretching. Like, it's very important. You're supposed to stretch to get your body warmed up, especially with track, because you need your legs, and injuries and legs are common in track. Warm up and get your body prepared to compete. So I'm stretching, and you know, I got my headphones on, listening to Chief Keef. I remember everything from that game, which will make sense because it's such a traumatic experience. So yeah, I'm stretching. Hey, Shadow. So yeah, I'm stretching. I stress that a lot because, like, I really don't understand how any of this happened if I stretched so much. So this is good enough, y'all. Okay, so anyways, about the actual game. So it was the first game of 3 for the day. I believe it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. I'm not gonna say names at all in this video. So my teammate I'm using a different name. Why you looking at me like that? What? Nothing. I'm gonna give her a different nickname. I'm gonna give her Kat. She got the tip off, whatever, and then she gave me the ball. You know, I did my thing.
Which is really just dribble and shot a layup.
The first 2 points of the game, and that was my last 2 points of the game. That was my last 2 points in a basketball game ever. We went back and forth with the team, you know, from offense to defense. Called a couple of timeouts because it was not going good. So we had 2 points, and I believe they got up to like 7 or something. It was starting to get frustrating, and we were going back and forth, and like, I know it was on one possession where they had missed, and I got the rebound. Right after I got the rebound, something happened, and we ended up having to take the ball out of bounds. Maybe it was something to do with the refs because, you know, they were training, so they was like practicing and all that, doing weird stuff throughout the game. So they take the ball out, and I run point guard, so I bring the ball up. So my teammate gave me the ball. Oh yeah, also throughout the whole game they were trapping. Like, the little 3 minutes I was in, they were trapping me. So I got the ball. I'm bringing it up half court. I'm on the right side of the court because I'm right-handed. So I'm going there. She gave me to the sideline, and then I did a spin to get away from the sideline to get around her. So when I did the spin, I saw my teammate on the other side. I'm gonna call her W. So I saw W on the other side of the court, like towards the wing. Oh, like, that's how far she was. I was like at half court, and she was all the way at the other side of the court at the wing. My whole team was at the end of the half court. And so I did a spin, and then at the same time I did the spin, I threw her the ball. And so I guess that force with the spinning motion and the force being exerted in my knee caused it. My 2 bones, I think one of these is a femur. You know the bone? So one of the bone at the bottom. So this bone right here and this bone right here. This one went this way, that way, and this one went that way. So doop. And then when that happened, my leg gave out and I fell. Like, the pass was completed, so the game was still going on until I started screaming. And even after I started screaming, nobody came to the court. That made me so mad. Well, I know why the coaches didn't come. They don't allow the coaches to come onto the court until they have the green light to come. And then we also didn't have my real coach. It was team, the athlete's parents. So her dad came to the court, and then my athletic director also came to the court, and I was all teary-eyed. I couldn't really tell who was who. And they asked me if I could move my toes and all of that. Yeah, I was able to move my toes. Was I able to move my knee? I wasn't able to move my leg at all. Like, I was twisting it. Like, I was on the floor just crying. Like, it just hurt so bad. And they picked me up, and they were like gonna allow me to try to like walk. And I tried to walk, and I fell again. I knew it was bad. Like, it hurt so bad. Like, I didn't think it was my ACL, but when I fell again, I was just so heartbroken. I was so sad. Like, I'm really injured, bro. Like, Killer is down. Then I got to the bench and I'm just sitting there still crying. I'm sitting there upset. I'm salty. I'm hurt. If anything, I was more heartbroken than physically. Yeah, it hurt a lot, but mentally and emotionally, I feel like I was more affected in that way. So the tournament still went on. I didn't call the ambulance and I didn't go home either. I stayed. And then I actually didn't go home until like 12. Yeah, I didn't make it home till 12, but that's another story for another time because this video is going to be extremely long with just these 4 stories. So that's that.
No, it's hard, my darling. You wonder why you're lonely and your man's not calling. You keep falling, victim 'cause you